everybody, this is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Super Mario Land for the original Game Boy. So we are continuing on with the game by entering World 3. And you're going to notice that Worlds 3 and 4 are significantly longer, and each of the levels is a lot longer than the previous two worlds. And there are actually quite a few much more difficult enemies as well. So the difficulty, such as it is, I mean, it's still not that difficult of a game, but it is ratcheting up slightly in this particular level as well as the following levels. Now what's difficult about this level, for me anyway, are these flying stonehead enemies. Looks like they might have mustaches as well. But I always seem to mess up the timing on them and get hit by them and then end up losing my power-ups. So I'm going to be very careful, or as careful as I can be, to keep that from happening. And we're also going to shoot down these little columns here of stone to try to grab all of these coins. So my goal again is to finish all of these levels without dying. We'll see if that can happen. We've done it so far, but we do have two pretty long worlds still to go, and some tricky enemies to watch out for, including running head enemies as well as these flying ones. So I will do everything in my power to make sure that we do not die, but I cannot promise anything, especially once we hit World 4. Levels 4-1 and 4-2 are pretty difficult. Now I want to do a running jump here, but I'm afraid to, so I'm just going to jump down to the below platform and continue on from there. The timing is getting a little messed up here. Try to avoid these bullet bill enemies that come up out of the pipes, which is very interesting. Another change in this game versus, you know, traditional Super Mario Brothers for the NES. And the second secret area is actually in this pipe. So we have to dodge the bullet bill, and we get one of the most lucrative kind of secret areas. So you get lots of coins in these particular secret areas. Now, it's not the most lucrative. That is going to be coming up in World 4, but it is still pretty good. And then run towards the pipe, and if you can time it correctly, or you just don't run and jump at the correct time, you can get that question mark box as well. Now this part can actually be a little bit tricky. You have to jump and ride on these boulders as they bounce across. Now, it's not really that tricky, but when playing on the Game Boy Player, again, because of the lag, sometimes I end up overcorrecting when I'm trying to land on the boulder, and then I miss it completely and just end up on the spikes. So I'm trying very hard to not let that happen. Let's duck here so we don't have to ride another one, and then we will jump off. Now, you can do a run jump here to get to the left. I am not going to risk that. Normal circumstances I would, but again, I'm trying to do this deathless. Let's see if we can get to the bonus area. Yes. Alright, 5 levels to go. Let's see what we get. Oh man, screwed by the ladder again. So now we're heading into 3-2, which is another level that has secret elevators and these very annoying spider enemies. So you do have to jump on or shoot the spiders that come down from above with your fireballs. Pretty easy to kill if you just hop on them from above. And I don't think you can get to that pipe up there. I'm pretty sure it is not accessible. But you can get to the next one, which has the little bomb Koopa up there. So again, there is a secret elevator if you break through these blocks here. And you can find it by jumping and revealing it. And then you may notice to the right that there is a falling stalactite or mite, whichever one it is, that is above. And if you would have continued onward, it would have fell on you if you weren't careful. So again, it's slightly different colored in this version when you're playing on the Game Boy Player. If you're playing on original Game Boy hardware, it's going to be a little bit harder to identify that. But it's a nice little shade of red for us. And when you come back out of the pipe, it no longer will activate, which is nice. Alright, we need to watch out for more spiders. Although, I guess maybe that's not a spider. It looked like it only had 6 legs. So that's not, what, an arachnid or whatever? I don't know, I can't tell. It's wiggling all over the place, so it's kind of hard for me to see. Let's duck under the bullet bill. I do not need that fire flower. Although I am trying to get as high of a score as well. One of my challenges to all of you that are watching is to beat my high score. See if you can beat the game in one playthrough without stopping, in less deaths, and also with a higher score. We'll see what I end up with at the end of this game. We have one more secret area here. Let's head down. These are actually kind of nerve-wracking for me because many times I have attempted this little jump here over the spikes and ended up landing on the spikes due to poor correction. Again, due to the lag of the Game Boy player. This game is much easier to play on my 3DS, where I also have it, and then of course on an original Game Boy or Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color even. But this part keeps me up at night and gives me nightmares. Here we have falling blocks aplenty. We're gonna try to get to the end here and see if we can... No, overcorrected. So I lost the bonus area. Not surprising, but at least I didn't die. That's the key. Now we have 3-3 here. Again, one of the more difficult levels in the game. So lots of moving platforms to look out for. They're getting smaller and smaller. And then again, the enemies are going to ratchet up the difficulty a little bit. So the first secret area is actually in this pipe here. So you do have to get past the falling blocks and also the piranha plant. And then try to grab as many coins as you can. I also want to get 40 or more lives if possible. We'll see if I can get there. That's my secondary goal, I guess. Grab another power-up and head on out. Be careful here. You can do a running jump to get to the top part. To avoid the spiders below or whatever they are. Grab a 1-up mushroom and then continue onward across some more platforms. And then this is our second secret area. Not much variety in these secret areas in terms of the structure. Again, that's going to change quite a bit once we enter World 4. Let's see if we can get across without dying. Good job. No loss of the power-up. Secret block here to continue onward. And then now we have to get on these platforms. If you're small Mario, you can just ride this one. If you're big Mario, you want to duck. And then we just have a couple more screens here until we get to the boss. Let's look out for these jumping enemies and running enemies. Dang it. Well, you can still get a mushroom. I don't think I've ever killed this boss with the bouncy ball. I almost always just take a hit and then run through them. It just is easier. Although I will admit that it is a lot easier to beat 4-1 if you have the bouncy ball power-up. Because then you can take out the unkillable enemies, so to speak, that are in that level that are hopping around. They cannot be crushed by jumping on them. Alright, we totally saved Daisy this time. We're done. This is it. Oh no, not again. We were fooled again. At least we don't have to do it 5 more times. Only 1 more world to go. Alright, we'll take the 2-up. Now we'll head into 4-1, one of my least favorite levels in the game. So first pipe, hold right, because otherwise you will not get the coins. And that goes for the second secret area in this level as well. It is the same structure as this one, the same format. So when you enter it, make sure you're holding right so that you can get the coins. We'll get our power up, and hopefully we can get 1 more before we get to the jumping enemies. Because they are much easier to kill with the bouncy ball. 2 shots to kill them. than it is to deal with them jumping around. But of course I probably won't find a bouncy ball. And these platforms are off in terms of their timing, so that's awesome. So one of the things you may notice while watching this is because of, I'm not sure if it's my upscaler or the game itself on just the Game Boy player, but there is a little bit of a blur effect with Mario, sometimes when he runs and sometimes when he jumps. And it tends to be there if you're watching on a quality that has only 30 frames per second, but it seems less noticeable if it's on a higher quality. So if you are noticing that, you might be able to watch it on a higher quality to get a little bit of a better picture. Alright, we got the bouncy ball. That should make things significantly easier for the rest of the level. Because now we can shoot these guys, take them out, and get a solid 800 points as well. They're worth quite a bit if you're going for a high score. More platforms, and we're getting close to the end of the level. We do have a little bit of a gauntlet here, a long hallway to deal with some Goombas and some bullet bills as well as piranha plants. So we're going to be careful. We do get an extra power up here if you need it. Otherwise we'll just continue on. They do try to trick you with a falling block. You might have saw it there at the edge of the screen. We're not gonna fall for that. We're not foolish enough to do that, but let's make sure we get across these. All right. Feeling pretty good. Just gotta get past this jump guy. Oh man. Oh, what happened? Oh no! What the world? I think I bounced off of him and ended up in the pit. Oh man. Well, so much for Deathless. Oh well. We still gotta try to get through the game. Ugh, and I'm tilted now, so of course I forgot to hold right on the second secret area. That's the second secret area. Hold right. And watch out for 3 of these guys. Dang it. Okay, well, we're going to try to finish strong here. Duck under the bullet bills. And let's get to the end. See if we can get across the top here. Do a running jump. And we'll get the bonus area. Well, shoot. How many lives are we going to get? Well, we get 3. Small consolation, I guess. So this is our last chance to try to get to 40 lives. We'll see if we can do it. I don't think so. We would have to get 3 lives in the level and then a 3 up at the end, and I don't really see that happening. But with these massive areas here, the secret areas with lots of coins, maybe. You do get a lot of coins. Of course I have to not die the rest of the way as well. Oh man, snakes. I'm not even gonna deal with this stuff. I'm just gonna go across the top. It's not worth it to get 20 coins or so and risk getting hit. No thank you. I certainly don't want to go below or deal with these stupid plants, because we have to now deal with these energy balls, which are incredibly obnoxious. Especially trying to get the second secret area in here, which will force you to contest with these energy balls as well as some annoying enemy placement. Can we get the invincibility star? We can, and we will use that to offset some of this difficulty here. Alright. So let's deal with a Bomb Koopa and a snake. And then we want to go down that pipe right there to get to the next secret area. And we're going to try to get as much as we can with our bouncy ball here. We're up to 37. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. can get a 3-up at the end, that'll take us to 40. Assuming we don't die again. Try to be careful here. We gotta run across these. Not get hit by the piranha plant. And then a nice little unique element here. You have to ride one of these down and then jump off at the last second. Let's see if we can get up to the top to the bonus game. And now get across. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. We've lost Deathless, but can we get to 40 lives? I mean, we really technically only need 2. We did it! Yes. I mean, we're at technically 41 lives, because you do have a 0 life, but I like the round number. So the final stage is the second of the shooter stages. And what you need to watch out for, as I just illustrated with getting hit, is that the enemies like to move around, as opposed to 2-3, where they were pretty parallel and stayed kind of on their own plane in terms of the direction they were going. These birds like to jump up and down, and the planes like to shift directions as well, and also shoot bullet bills at you. And you do want to have at least a power-up, because at the end of the level, you're actually going to have to face 2 bosses in a row. Now there is a invincibility star coming up here that I want to try to grab, because you can actually take out these energy barriers. I don't think you can kill them with bullets. If you can, it must take a lot of bullets to kill them. But you can destroy them with invincibility. So that feels good. And now we have to dodge some platforms here to not get crushed. So stay towards the middle. And then just start shooting. Some extra coins here. Up to 42/43 lives. I think that's good enough. All the way to the right, because you have a couple narrow hallways here you got to get through. You don't have much time to do it. And then at the end of the level is going to try to trip you up a little bit. I think there's one rotating energy ball. And then there are also some random fists that are going to come down from some pipes and try to hit you. Watch out for the energy balls. And then watch out for these fists. I'm not sure whose fists they are. But let's get into the boss gauntlet, so to speak, against this cloud enemy. Not too bad. Try to get in as many hits as possible, and then when you get down in the corner, you can just blast them with a rapid shot. And here is Tatanga, the final boss. So he's going to shoot these energy balls at you that split into 3. You can destroy them with enough shots. But you do have to get through his energy balls to actually hit his ship. Oh no. Please don't die. Come on. Let's beat him. I think he takes about 40 shots. So it's not that tough to dodge him. Just kind of stay in one spot and dodge slightly up and down, and you should, yes, be able to beat him. And down goes Tatanga. And this is it for real. We finally actually saved the Princess Daisy. Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Thank you, Mario. No exclamation. Just, you know, monotone. She's just happy, I guess. But not too happy. She expected it. And our quest is over. We're gonna head out on a rocket, and that'll be the end of our journey through Super Mario Land. So after you beat the game, you can actually replay through the game on what's called Expert Mode or Expert Difficulty. And essentially all that does is add a lot more enemies to each of the levels. It is quite a bit more difficult though. And then if you beat the game on Expert Difficulty, you actually get a level select option. But you have to do that all in one sitting, so you have to beat it all sequentially, back to back, in order to open up those modes. So that is Super Mario Land. It's not as good as the sequel, which is my favorite Game Boy Super Mario Land game, Super Mario Land 2. But it is certainly a game that holds a special place in my heart. And I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, showing off all of the secret areas in the game, and an almost deathless run. Only one death. and a final score around 300-some thousand points. So see how you can do playing the game, viewers, and I will see you all in my next episode. So thanks as always for the continued support, and I'll see y'all next time. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.